everybody. So I'm gonna do some problems that were requested. So the first problem that I'm gonna do is problem 21 from section 2.3, and it reads, there we go. Fiora starts riding her bike at 20 miles an hour, and after a while she slows down to 12 miles per hour and maintains that speed for the rest of the trip. The whole trip of 70 miles takes her 4.5 hours. For what distance did she travel at 20 miles an hour? All right. So I'm going to try and do the breakdown, or a breakdown that works at least for me. And I say it that way because sometimes people break things down differently in terms of visuals and that kind of stuff, and it does appear to be different, but it's the same. It's just and it may be helpful if you see other versions of this, but we're going to think of this as the 70 miles. Now, if you're riding at 20 miles per hour, you're going to be covering a different amount of distance than if you're riding at 12 miles per hour. I'm assuming that. Now, you could tweak it so that you got the same, but visually I'm thinking, okay, probably more here, not as much here. Okay, the total distance is 70 miles and the total time is 4.5 hours. And the thing I want to get at is, if you're thinking about it in terms of rates, the distance that you travel when you're going 20 miles per hour plus the distance that you travel when you're going 12 miles an hour, they have to add up to 70. Now, the distance formula for the 20 would be the rate at 20 times the time at 20, because distance equals rate times time. And the same thing here, the rate at 12 times the time at 12, and those two things sum up to be 70. Well, we know some things. We know that 20 is our rate here, and 12 is our rate here. And we do have a relationship that exists between our times, and our times are that the time traveling at 20 plus the time traveling at 12 is 4.5 hours. So I can use this relationship to be able to eliminate one of these two variables. Now, we want T20. That's the thing we want. So the equation should be an expression in T20. So I move the T20 to the other side, and I get T12 is equal to 4.5 minus T20, and the 4.5 minus T20 pops in here. Now my expression on this side is in terms of the time for the 20 mile per hour ride. Okay, I'm going to distribute the 12. I wrote something sloppy there on all three of them, so I just scribbled them out. So it should read 20t20 plus 54 minus 12t20 equals 70. Subtracting 54 and combining like terms, I get 8t sub 20 equals 16. Dividing by 8, I get 2. So the question wasn't the time, the question was the distance. Well, we know the rate was 20 and we know the time was 2, so 20 times 2 is 40. So they traveled 40 of the 70 miles at that rate. Okay, hopefully that helps.